Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Learn How to Sudoku, where we take a very easy variant Sudoku puzzle and we break it down in detail so that you can learn how to Sudoku. Today's very easy puzzle is called Joined at the Hip by Not Very Neat, and here are the rules. We have normal Sudoku rules apply, which means in every cell in the grid, place a single digit such that every row, column, and designated 9-cell region contains digits 1 through 9 exactly once each. We have arrows, where digits along an arrow sum to the number in the attached circle. So, for example, if this were, say, 2 and 5 here, this would have to be 7, because these two digits must add up to the digit in the circle, and 2 and 5 obviously adds up to 7. We also have crop key dots, where digits separated by a white dot are consecutive, and digits separated by a black dot are in a 1-to-2 ratio, and not all dots are necessarily given. So, for example, if this were, say, a 7 here, this would have to be 6 or 8 here, because these digits must be consecutive. If, say, we had a 2 here, this would have to be 1 or 4 to maintain a 1-to-2 ratio between them. And those are all the rules. If you like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's learn how to Sudoku. Okay. Interesting. So what does it mean? So here we have scenarios where we have two digits which are consecutive, and then they add with other digits, and then their sums must also be consecutive. That means you're not going to have the same digit adding up. So that means you have a consecutive digit going one way. One side is going to be larger than the other side by 1. And then that must mean that the other side has to be the opposite, right? So this is one of these is larger than the other by 1. Then you can't have these add up to this with the same digit, same sum. So essentially this is going to have a difference of 2 between these. And then these are going to have to be consecutive in the other way. And I'm not sure which way is which, right? So either pinks are going to be 1 less than the greens, or the pinks have to be 1 greater than the greens in some way. And then these two have to be in a 1-to-2, or have to be, how do you say it? They're going to have to be essentially 2 apart from each other, right? Because to swap from one being one great, so say it's green is the greater digit. So this would be greater than this digit by 1, and then this would be greater than that digit by 1. Well, that means you have a 1 difference here. This is greater than that by 1. This is greater than that by 1. To get to that, this is already 1 greater. If this digit essentially has to be 2 greater than that digit there for this to be 1 greater than in that situation, right? Because currently this is 1 less, this is 2 greater than that, therefore this is going to now be 1 greater than that sum. So we have that. 1-to-2 ratio is interesting. We don't have that necessarily, though. So the digits that can add up to, that can be next to black crappy dots, are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8. Because we know that 5, 7, and 9 cannot be, because if you have 5, 7, and 9, you get 2.5, 3.5, 4.5. If you double 5, 7, 9, you get 10, 14, and 18, none of which are digits. These, however, are the sum of two unique digits, which means it has to be at least 3, right? Because 1 and 2 are the unique digits at minimum. So 1 and 2 add together adds up to at least 3. So we have guaranteed these cannot be 1 or 2. So we either have 3, 6 as a pair here or 4, 8 as a pair here. So does 3, 6 actually work here? One of these is going to be 3. That's going to be essentially 1 and 2 added together. 1 can only be in a 1 to 2 ratio with 2, but we already have the 2 accounted for there. So say we had a 3 here, or here. You'd have to have 1, 2 here. Then the other digit would have to be in a 1 to 2 ratio with 2, which would be only 4. But then to add up to 6, which would have to be the other sum, it would have to be 4 plus 2, and we already have a 2 in the box. So this cannot be 3 and 6 here, it's 4 and 8. Now 4 is going to be the sum of 1 and 3 guaranteed. So one of these has to be 1 or 3. And if we have 1 here, that's 2 guaranteed here. To add up to 8, it would be 2 and 6. If we have 3 here, that would force that to be 6, which would make that 2 and 6 again to add up to 8. So this has to be 1, 2, 3, 6 as a quadruplet here, right? Because it adds up to... Another way of looking at it is these two digits add up to 12. 4 and 8 add up to 12. And these 4 digits must add up to that same sum, which is 12, obviously. So, and to get 4 unique digits adding up to 12, one of them, and we know two of those digits have to be 1 and 3 to add up to 4. So this must then be a 1, 2, 3, 6 quadruplet here in this box. That eliminates 1, 2, 3, 6 in the rest of the box, so we're left with 4, 5, 7, 8, and 9. 9 obviously cannot be here, because to add up to 9 here, 9, you can't have 8 here either. So what are the possibilities for this sum? It's 4, 5, or 7. That means this is at a minimum. This can never be 3 or 4, so this is guaranteed to be 6 or 8. Therefore, this is always in a 1-2 ratio with 3 or 4 here, which is going to be either 1, 2 or 1, 3, which means 1 has to be one of these two digits here. And we're guaranteed a 3 is one of these 3 digits, because if this is 1, 2, that adds up to 3, which means that that's the 3 there. If this is 1, 3, that means this adds up to 4, but we have a 3 there. So in this lower left-hand box, we are guaranteed a 3 in one of those 3 cells. Okay, so what are the possibilities here? We could have 4 and 2 adding up to 6, but the problem with that is if we have 4 and 2 here, that forces this to be 8, and the only way to add up to 8 would have 2 and 6 here. So this is not going to work with 4 being there. And you can't have 4 and 4 adding up to 8 because they are in the same column. So to add up to 6 here, you have 5 and potentially 1. That could work. 7 and 1 add up to 8, or 5 and 3 add up to 8. So either of those work. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. If we have 4 and 8 here, where are they going to be in this upper left-hand box? They can't be here because they would be in this 4, 8 here in this column. And they can't be here because of the 4, 8 pair in the row. Well, what that means is they would guaranteed have to be in the arrows. So the arrow would have to be 8 in one of those arrows part, plus 1 adding up to 9. But the problem is, again, we know these are consecutive. So if we had, say, 8, 1, and 9 here, so one of these would have to be 8 and 1 adding up to 9, but the problem is 9 is only consecutive with 8. And we already have an 8 in the box, so that's not going to work. So this cannot be 4 and 8, therefore. It must be 3 and 6. So we have to have 3 and 6 here, which makes this 1 and 5. That means this is 1 and 2. This can't be 3 or 1, so that's 2. That's 1 there. 1 eliminates 1 in the rest of the column, so this can't be 1, 3 adding up to 4. It must be 2 and 6 adding up to 8, which means this is 4, and this as a 1, 3 pair. 5 eliminates 5 in the rest of the box. 4 eliminates 4 in the rest of the column. 8 cannot be here. 8 has to be, because of what we're talking about, it has to be one of these two digits. 9 can't be here. 9 cannot be on an arrow, because 9 plus another digit is not adding up to a single digit. So 9 has to be one of these three then. That means these digits are consecutive. There's no 3. There's no, I guess, 3. So you can't have 1 and 2 here, because these are the sum of two unique digits. And so you have 3 at a minimum here, but 3 and 4 doesn't work because of 4 in the row. We don't have 4 or 5 available. We have 5, 6, or 6, 7, and no 7, 8, no 8, 9. So we're guaranteed a 6 is one of these digits. So this is 5 and 6 with 7 as a possibility. And we have a 1, 2 guaranteed in column 2, which eliminates 1 and 2 in the rest of the row. So this has to be 3 and 4 here. And 3 and 4 at, 3 and 4 at a minimum here. That adds up to 7, which is the maximum this digit can be. So this has to be 7 here, which is consecutive with 6. This must be 3, 4 as a pair, which means we have 1 and 5 adding up to 6 here, because we don't have 2, 4 available because of the 3, 4 pair in the column. And what digits are consecutive here? It's only 5 and 4. So we have 5 there, 4 there, which makes us 1 and 3. Hence giving us the difference of 2 here, difference of 1 here, difference of 1 here. 1 eliminates 1, 2 as a possibility here. 3 eliminates 3, 6 as a possibility here. So this must be 4 with a 1 to 2 ratio with 2 or 8. Remaining digits in this box then are 2, 8, and 9. What is the minimum? Remaining digits in column 2, we have 5, 6, 8, and 9 left. 9 obviously cannot be adding up to with another digit to add up to a single digit. 8 can no longer be here because, 8 can't be here because 8 plus 1 adds up to 9, but we don't have a 1 available in the box. 6 can't be here because of 6 in the box, therefore that leaves us as a 5, which eliminates 5 in the rest of the column. This has to be 4 and 5 adding up to 9, and that's only consecutive with 8. So this is 8 here, no 8 here. This must add up to 8. 1, 7 is ruled out because of 1 in the box. 2, 6 is ruled out because this digit cannot be 2 or 6 because of 2 or 6 in the row. So this has to be a 3, 5 pair, which eliminates 3. 3 can't be here because of 3 in the row, so that's 5, which makes that 3. 3 is only consecutive with 2 or 4, and 2 cannot be here because of 2 in the row. So that's 4, which eliminates 4 here. So for this to be a 1 to 2 ratio, we have to have the 4 be there. These two digits add up to this. We can have 4, 1, 4, 2, and 4, 3 here, or 4, 5. But 1, 3, and 5 are eliminated by these digits here. So this has to be 4 and 2, adding up to 6. 2 eliminates 2 here, so that's 8 in a 1 to 2 ratio. 8 plus 1 only adds up to 9. So we don't have 8 in either of these cells because of 8's in the row. So where is 8 in this upper left-hand box? It must be there. 9 eliminates 9 here. Okay. So to add up to 6, it's going to be either 2, 4, and that's the only one. To add up to 8, we can't have 2, 6 because of 6 in the column. It would no 1, it could no 1, 7 because of 1 in the column, and it can't be 3, 5 because of 5 in the column. So this has to be then 6 with 2 and 4 there. That eliminates 6 in the rest of the box and row. So no 6 here, it's 2, which makes this 6, which is in a 1 to 2 ratio with 3. 3 eliminates 3 here, so it's 1. 2 eliminates 2 in the rest of the rows, so this is 4, that's 2. That means it can't be 4 or 9 here. Remaining digits of column of this lower left-hand box are 7, 8, and 9. This can't be 8 or 9 because of 8 or 9 in the row. So that's 7, which makes this an 8, 9 pair. Remaining digit in column 1 then is a 3. So that's 3. We have 4 and 1 adding up to 5, but we can't have 1 because of 1 in the row. 4 and 2 add up to 6, but we can't have 6 because of 6 in the row. So this could be 4, 3 adding up to 7. No 4, 5 adding up to 9 because of 9 in the box. And we can't have 4 and 4 adding up together. So this must be 4 and 3 adding up to 7. Which means this can't be 7. That's 8, which eliminates 8 in the rest of the box. And the rest is normal Sudoku. So, the remaining digits of row 4, we have 3 and 5. This can't be 3 because of 3 in the column, so this is 5, that's 3. Remaining digits of column 3, we have 1 and 7. Okay, so either of them could still be 1 or 7. Remaining digits of row 3, we have 6 filled out, so we're left with 2, 5, and 9. This can't be 5 because of 5 in the column, so this is a 2, 9 pair, which means the remaining digit in row 3 must be a 5. Row 9, we have 6 filled out. We're left with 1, 2, and 3. 2 can't be here because of 2 in the box, so 2 is there. This must be a 1, 3 pair. This can't be 1 because of 1 in the column, so that's 3 and 1. 2 eliminates 2 here, so it's 9 and 2, which eliminates 2 there, so that's 9. Okay, we have 6 digits filled in column 4. It's left with 3, 4, and 7. 4 can't be here because of 4 in the box, so 4 is there. 3 can't be here because of 3 in the row, so this is 7, that's 3. 9 eliminates 9 here. So now we are left with a 4, 7 pair here, which eliminates 4 and 7 in the rest of the box, so no 7 here, it's 9. The remaining digits in column 6 are 1 and 6 because of the 4, 7 pair in the box, in the column. So, and this can't be 1 because of 1 in the row, so that's 6 and 1 there. Remaining digits in this upper central box are 2 and 5. This can't be 5 because of 5 in the row, so that's 2 and 5. Which gives us remaining digits in column 5 as 6 and 7. This can't be 6 because of 6 in the row, so that's 7 and 6 there. Remaining digit of row 2 is a 2. Yeah, we are given 8 2s now, so we know where the last 2 has to be. It has to be there. Remaining digits of row 1. We have 6, 7, and 9. This can't be 6 or 7 because of 6, 7 in the column, so it's 9 there, which leaves this as a 6, 7 pair. Remaining digits of row 7. We have 5, 8, and 9. 5 can't be here, so this is 8 and 9 as a possibility, which leaves 5 as there. Remaining digits of row 8 are 7, 8, and 9. This can't be 7 or 9 because of 7 or 9 in the column. So that makes this 8, which makes that 7. 8 eliminates 8 here, so it's 9. 9 eliminates 9 here, so it's 8 and 9. And the remaining digit we have in column 8 is a 1. 7 eliminates 7 here, so it's 6 and 7. 1 eliminates 1 here, so it's 7 and 1. 9 eliminates 9 here, so it's 8 and 9. 7 eliminates 7 here, so it's 4 and 7. Remaining digits in row 5, we have 8 and 5. This can't be 8 because of 8 in the column, so it's 5 and 8, which leaves this as a 4, 6 pair. So this is 6, and that's 4. And that's the solution. Yeah, maybe a little tricky at the break-in. Obviously, everything flows from everything else, pretty much. I don't know. Doesn't seem that difficult. So maybe it's just me. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Learn How to Sudoku, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.